Well, you know, there's no formula for success, I don't think. There are a lot of people that would probably argue that when it comes to creative arts of any kind, there's a lot of luck involved. Timing is very important. And a chance to be able to express yourself artistically, to be, you know, surrounded by people who believe in you and support what you do and what you create, I think makes all the difference.
Wow, what a year so far in '96. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
How you feeling?
Toronto's KISS FM is the second-ranking country station on the continent. A year ago, they'd play a Shania song 4 times a day. Now it's 14 times a day. It's country music that rocks and rolls, thanks to hotshot rock and roll producer Mutt Lange, Shania's husband.
Your license plate actually says Mrs. Mutt. That's great.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no.
I know. Well,
Oh, I think that's great.
well, I was so thrilled to be married. My head coming out.
What's interesting is that she has broken all the rules while doing it. She doesn't live here. She doesn't co-write with Nashville writers. She doesn't publish her songs here. She doesn't go on the road on a Nashville booking agency. She's like an outsider and still manages to have this huge success.
It's a town quick to spot a winner. Her recording company threw a platinum party to celebrate her $5 million U.S. sale.
I'll take it.
500 guests lined up just to be seen with her. It's like one of those achy, breaky songs, the kind of story someone will make a movie about one day. Raised in an isolated Northern Ontario mining town, she came from humble roots. She had an Irish-Canadian mother and an Ojibwe father. There were 5 kids. The family was loving and dirt poor.
You know, from practically my whole childhood, I didn't bring a lunch to school, you know. There just wasn't enough to have lunch to go to school. And my sister and I used to always joke about how we wanted a roast beef, that when we grew up, we were going to have a roast beef house. And a roast beef house is when you're walking down through the neighborhood and you can smell other families' supper cooking. And all we wanted was to have that. You know, we just wanted to walk in the door and smell supper on the stove. And we didn't get to experience that very often.
When Shania started, she wasn't much taller than her guitar.
By the time I was 8 years old, my parents had also taken my talents very seriously. So they started to bring me to local clubs to sing with the bands after hours. The bars would close, you know, they'd stop serving liquor at midnight. And so I was allowed in at that point, and I would go in, and they'd get me up out of bed, and I'd go sing in the local clubs, and I started doing this all over Ontario.
By the time she was 10, Shania was already composing.
The first song that I wrote was called Is Love a Rose? I like to create songs the way, you know, most girls like to create new hairstyles on their Barbie doll, you know. That's sort of just what I did.
Can you remember any of the melody, or could I ask you for a 10-second free sample?
Oh, it's okay. Well, I laugh at the way I used to write, but it went like it was, is love a rose, a pretty little rose, or is love just a waste of my time? You can win it or lose it, any way you choose it. And I think the lyric was, it's all the same or something. So there's no sense or rhyme or reason to that lyric or melody, but that was one of the first songs that I ever wrote.
Twain, let's make her welcome.
By the time she was 15, she was appearing on network television. But when Shania was 21, her life was shattered. Her parents were killed in a car crash. She had to raise the family.
I was very distracted by my brother's grief. My brothers were 13 and 15 at the time. And I was worried more about them. I was so preoccupied that I didn't wallow in my own grief.
Off alone, she found serenity in music still inside her mind.
It was a lullaby that would soothe me, basically. It wasn't a song. I never considered it anything that I was writing. It was just an expression. The way maybe somebody would put something down on paper or in their diary. I would sing this to myself. Hallelujah, hallelujah, God bless the child who suffers, hallelujah. And I would just repeat this and repeat this out loud, and I would just sing it right out loud, too. I would just bellow it out, and it made me feel really good.
As Shania pieced her life back together, she found a job performing at a resort in Deerhurst, Ontario. It was very small time, this learning the business of show business, but it would end at the top. We have a little trip down memory lane here. Can we just,
Oh, wow. I can't believe it. This is great.
you remember this?
Yeah, but I never saw this stuff. Yeah, see, this is when I was, you know, doing the dancing thing and...
This is Deerhurst, I think.
Yeah, learning how to, like, take the stage. Getting out from behind that guitar, you know? Wow. You know what it's been? It's been an education for me. These were all classes in life and in my career that I took to become the artist that I am right now.
Her debut album, called Shania Twain, was underwhelming. So were sales, about 40,000 copies. Offended when people say, oh, well, there's a lot of sex appeal here, more than there is musical talent.
No, well, I mean, I guess it's whoever's looking at it. If people choose to see that as the forefront, then that's just the way they see it. There was a lot more time spent in making the music than there is in making the image. The image is, there is no image really. I mean, people say there is an image, but I'm just being myself, and I'm just being young and fun, and I like to wear flattering clothes, and I like to look my best and portray a strong, young, healthy woman.
Your success was so meteoric and so rapid. Does it concern you at all in the dead of night when you're just looking at the stars by yourself? Do you think, my God, this could all perhaps disintegrate?
It's like if everything was taken away from me now, I'd be okay, because I've been there already, and I can do that. I can do it, and I can get through it. So it was a great lesson in life, and it doesn't scare me, or I have no anxieties of losing everything, because I know that I can get through it.